And welcome to Underground Horror Radio here on YouTube. Happy October, everyone. Justin McPashes. First, a quick shout out to our talk show, which I was guest hosting on the other day, live on here on YouTube and on Facebook Live. DJ and Josh are the hosts. They talk about all kinds of subjects and stuff and play video games. So I hosted on there Tuesday. So check it out on YouTube. It's called Our Talk Show, and I will put it below. So yes, I know I've been kind of radio silent for the past month, with the exception of a couple things here on Facebook. But I had a puppy. I had a puppy. So I gave birth to a puppy. It's weird. No, we got a puppy. Her name is Scarlet. She's beautiful, and I've been busy trying to be a good daddy and keep an eye on her because I'm at home more working, so it's easier. And so I've been really occupied doing that, and I can't have her in the office when I'm trying to do this because she'll start eating everything. And I got a lot of stuff in here that's pricey, so I don't want her eating it. So, but I do love her, so I had to take a little bit of time off for that. But mostly I've been working on my Warhammer figures. So I have Age of Sigmar. So I remember before I was talking about playing these killer tomatoes, the Goomspites. But now I have my own army called the Flesh Eater Courts, which are left over some of the vampire count stuff from Warhammer Fantasy before it became Age of Sigmar. And now it's kind of lumped in with them, and basically you got some vampires, and you got ghouls, and it's a really cool mythos, and we'll go more into it because I have the book and everything, but it's a really fun army to build and to paint and to play. So I'm very psyched about that. So again, I got that at Past, Present, Future, but we'll get in that later. So this month we got a lot of horror. This is like our month to shine because horror radio, this is our 7th year, I believe. And so in October is my favorite time of year. You know, it's October 1st, it's raining, surprise, in Florida, but at least it's not 100 degrees out. So first thing we're going to do this year is we're going to do an unboxing. So Ghostface is here. Yep, Ghostface from Scream. Although Scream is nowhere on here, or even labeled on here. Same thing with Dead by Daylight. Because it's not from Scream. The costume's Ghostface. So again, Ghostface, the peanut-eyed ghost, was made back in 91, 92 from Fun World. I believe it was Fun World Division. And, Halloween Company. So they made, costumes. And so it was out there. And then, in the 90s, later on, Wes Craven made Scream. And Ghostface became this icon. He's up there now with Freddy and Jason and Leatherface and Pinhead and Michael Myers and everybody else that's been there. And Scream really did revitalize the 90s slashers because coming off the 80s, which was amazing for slashers, it was everywhere. It was kind of dwindling down by the mid-90s. There wasn't too many good ones out there. The last couple of Jasons weren't good. And the last couple of, the last Freddy, not counting New Nightmare, wasn't very good. And so even though New Nightmare came out in 94, which people love because it's different, it was kind of too meta at the time, I guess. People couldn't get it, I guess, was part of the problem. But Scream came along and did like kind of the same idea where they referenced horror movies and was very meta at a time where it was brand new. Referenced other horror movies, referenced Halloween a lot, Jamie Lee Curtis, just all of it. So Scream was a big deal. And Wes Craven made all 4 movies. And they had a TV show out of it. And, they changed that up. But the last season they put out, the costume was back to this. So I don't know if it's a rights thing. But it's based on the costume, which then became Ghostface. And, it's a very, very popular costume. And the thing about, Scream was anybody could get these costumes in the movie, especially when they started metaing it out to like stab movies based on, the killings, and this is what they wore. And anyway, let's open them. So Ghostface is awesome as a killer, just in general. He's fun in Dead by Daylight, which is pretty fun to play him. And even as a kid, my cousins, we all had these masks. You know, I was in middle school, going into high school after Scream came out, and this was like, you know, the whole thing. You know, it's a guy in a suit. But even if it wasn't a guy in a suit, having something like this on screen and supernaturally, they got a hood. Look at that. Got a badass hood going on. You know, just a sinister shadow. If you choreograph, I mean, if you, the cinematography is good, it'll look cool. The point is, it's badass looking. And as a figure, he looks badass too. What's cool about him is, yes, he, you know, he's all articulate. He moves his hands. He can change his hand out. Put the knife in. He comes with a knife, an extra hand, and a voice changer. Is you take the hood off, and it's still like a guy in a hood and a mask, and that's awesome. And then of course you have the hood. You know, it makes up for it. Plus he's wearing pants and all that. So it's a very cool design. I love it. They're making an ultimate version of this soon. Which comes in the other boxing, the movie box looking thing. Of course, it probably won't be a movie box from Scream or anything. It's just going to be Ghostface, which on the back of this, it says it's registered also. It's the icon of Halloween, which I'll give him credit. Like, as a costume, Halloween costume, it's great. As a movie, Scream is great. As an iconic character, Ghostface is great. The icon of Halloween is a little bit too far. I mean, costumes, yes, this is a cool costume. He's up there with the other slashers. But he's not the icon of Halloween. I mean, you have way more than him. You got, first of all, Michael Myers, which is the icon of Halloween. I mean, think about it. You think Halloween, you think Michael Myers. Because last time they didn't think Halloween and Michael Myers, they had a third sequel that people hated until like 15 years ago, maybe. And now it's really popular. And that's Halloween 3. Because it didn't have Michael Myers in it. So when you think Halloween, you think Michael Myers. Besides, actually, the holiday of thinking of Ghost and the worlds being closer together and the veil between us being thinner, stuff like that. That's where you have Sam from, Trick or Treat. Sam, which is the spirit of Halloween, Sam Hain, or Samhain from Ireland, is this. What this whole movie was about, was different tales in Halloween, and you had Sam integrated because he is a spirit, he's an imp, he's a otherworldly being, and he is the embodiment of Halloween, which could be saying inside of Michael in a sense. But Sam's more childlike and innocent in that way. Michael is not. Anyway, that's what I think about the spirit of Halloween, or the icon of Halloween. Anyway, Ghostface is still badass, and he's a great figure, so NECA, once again, is, you know, knocking him out of the park. So, and I got him at Past, Present, Future. Again, if you're into comic books, graphic novels, Vampirella versus Dracula, you got Texas Chainsaw from the remakes back in 2003, which was the good one. Those came out in July of 2008. Okay. Yeah, everything you need. Like I said, I play Warhammer. You want Warhammer? They got stuff. You want to play Magic the Gathering? They got stuff. They got Pokemon. They got Dragon Ball Z. They have statues and figures and everything you can imagine for your collectibles. Get your nerdgasm on. I know I do. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's right here in West Palm Beach, off the Military Trail, right before Belvedere. So there you go. Now you know where it is. Go and buy cool stuff and hang out. Maybe play Magic, play Warhammer. It's all good to me. But speaking of which, this is also where I got this awesome figure. Just last week. And apparently this has been out for a while, and I had no idea, because I'd never seen these before, and I guess I could have read them in a magazine, but I wasn't paying attention, or internet or whatever. But it's called Mondiods, Jason Voorhees collectible vinyl figure. So it's not a Funko, but it is a vinyl figure. They come from the planet Mondoia, to make friends and eat snacks. But too bad their true form is too gross to look at. Kind of reminds me of Mad Balls from the 80s. But it's like a head and then like a flat body. They have a melting stripe from Gremlins, which is kind of gross looking. And they have a blue and purple variant for Jason, which I want to get because I have the figure. And, you know, everybody loves the NES Jason now. So, but they also have like Venom, which is sweet. And they have like the raptor and the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. So the cool thing about these, I guess, is that you could move their heads on the different bodies, because they're all, basically all their bodies are is this flat. I'll just show you. Fuck it. So yeah, and then new line, and let's see, Mondiods. Teasing it. They have shirts too. All right. Anyway, this one's a bit of more of a bitch to open than this is. Oh well. I don't plan on keeping the box anyway this time. Normally I do, but Alright, what do we got here? So we have a, I mean the box is cool, or the window dressing. So we got a Jason hand with a machete, which, yeah, obviously. And the cool thing about, I do like about this particular Jason, because they could have went with any Jason. We have so many Jasons to choose from. They went with, god damn, that's a real window. Really? Almost. Well, at least you know you can't steal it easily, if that's your thing. Jesus fucking God. There you go. Alright, so here's his head. Right? There's Jason's head. So this particular Jason is from part 7, which is my favorite look. Next to part 8. Ew, the brain's kind of sticky. I don't know if that's supposed to be there, but it's cool. So he's got the one eye, and then he's got this hole. He's all fucked up. And so instead of just like part 6 Jason, they went with alright, so then his arm just clips in there. Like that. And there you go. He's you know, coming out of the lake. It's all muddy, and there's his head. He's put his head right there. And there you go. There's Jason all fucked up. Actually, I have to say this is pretty cool. But yeah, this is definitely the head and body from a little bit of part 6, but mostly part 7. And you know, it's proper. It's Jason. So very cool. I definitely have to get more of these. And let's see, Friday the 13th new line productions. That's true. So yeah, these are kind of neat. About $40, depending on where you go, I think. But I like him. He's cool. You just place him somewhere and let him stare at you. You know, again, it's another vinyl collectible. It doesn't move, which, you know, I'm a big fan. I'm not a big fan of statues as much. But at the same time, I could always put like the Raptor's head there, or put like Venom's head there. I mean, it's kind of goofy, but that's very like 80s. We used to mix heads of the Ninja Turtles all the time when we could. Mostly the part 2 figures in the 90s, but either way, that's that. So I have to say I'm very pleased with both these figures. We're going to have video games this month. We're going to be playing like Diablo 3, Skyrim with vampires and werewolves, Castlevania. So a lot of horror related games, Friday the 13th, Dead by Daylight. So I'm looking forward to all that. I'm looking forward to doing more unboxings and podcasts. So thank you for watching. Check out the links below. Again, our talk show, which is awesome. They had me on. Very nice. And our friend over at Past, Present, Future. Check them out. Again, they have all kinds of collectibles, Gundams, all kinds of cool stuff. Plus, they have a lot of horror stuff. So definitely check them out as well. And thank you for watching.